team have thought about that already. I mean, there are mods that allow that to happen, and ever since I've seen bread and pork in the game, I thought they should go together as a sandwich. And there's just some other things to it, like pumpkins. You should be able to make stuff like pumpkin pie. Just, you should be able to cook eggs, have eggs for like a breakfast sort of thing. Or like with these villages here, you should be able to actually sit down at the tables, the chairs that you pretend to have in the villages, you should be able to actually sit down in them. If you can sit down in a boat or a minecart, you should be able to sit down in a chair in this game. And yes, I know that sounds silly, but and it probably sounds kind of pointless, but on like a multiplayer server, it'd fit in really well. Single player would be kind of more pointless at times, but it certainly has more of a function than just pretend chairs with the stair blocks. But whatever. What else is with 1.9 that's coming out? Speaking of the new cameras, the smooth camera thing is going to be back in 1.9, where the camera would just kind of float around. It's more of a cinematic kind of camera. That'll be good for videos on YouTube. Again, I'm probably not going to make a whole lot of use of it myself, but it would be interesting to have again. I guess I didn't even realize they took it out, but that's because I never really made much use of it, so. I'm really going to look forward to like I said, to the frontal view camera again. That'll be nice to have. I'm trying to think of what other changes there are that I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan, to be honest, of a lot of the changes coming up. A lot of them seem rather pointless, and I'm not going to use them. And I don't know. A lot of them are just like novelty things to me, but whatever. Kind of interested to see how the leveling system's going to turn out. See what sort of choices we're going to have in terms of developing skills and abilities and whatnot. I kind of wonder if it's going to be a sort of a thing that you can do to kind of shape your character as more of an explorer or more of a builder or more of a miner or something like that, or a mix between the two, more of a farmer with all the farming stuff coming in. That would be kind of interesting. Because it'd be sort of a thing like maybe you could pick skills where if you're playing a farmer type, or you build your character around being a farmer, that maybe his plants would grow faster. Maybe one of his abilities would be able to till the soil in such a way or plant the seeds in such a way that they grow a little faster than normal. Or maybe he gets more out of each plant or more seeds or something like that. Whereas if you're playing out if you build your character out to be more of a builder, for example, maybe they'll have a farther reach with placing blocks. Maybe they'll be able to get more items out of crafting. Instead of whatever it is, six minecart tracks, they might be able, for each recipe, they might be able to get 8 or 10 or something. versus someone who's more of an explorer type and focuses more on maybe their combat skills, or maybe like a toughness skill, where if you're building a character more like what I'm playing right now, where I'm doing just random cave exploring, I might want to focus more on toughness, or more health, or faster health recharge rate, or stronger attacks, maybe faster attacks, maybe more attacks, something like that. Maybe more. Maybe I will get more durability on my weapons because I'm more skilled with weapons than a builder would be, for example. I think those kind of options would be cool, but these are just ideas coming out of my head. I don't have any information on what the leveling up sort of system would be. I do hope that out of the leveling up, out of gaining experience and stuff, we get to decide what our characters can do in terms of skills or feats or whatever, instead of just, oh, you've gained level 1, you get this skill, that skill, and that skill, and everybody gets the same stuff. And you know, because I would like to have it, if we're gonna have a system where we get certain specialized skills and stuff, I would much rather get to choose what those are than have the game choose for me, even if it's on a system where you've used your sword the most out of all of your tools, so by default you get this ability that increases your sword use, rather than, you know, an ability that makes you better at using your pick or whatever. Because then, if it's a system like that, then you're forcing gameplay on me to be a certain way, which is kind of an annoying factor for games like Morrowind, or even like Oblivion, where your skills get developed as you use them, which is kind of a nifty system in one respect, but in another respect, it ends up making a lot of players just use certain stuff way too much, ignore other things, or make custom classes with the abilities that they know they're going to be using, and just, you know, totally ignore the other skills they're not going to use as much. And then, you know, adapt their playstyle or whatever to fit all that. And I don't know. If we're going to have a leveling up system, I would just as soon be able to decide what my character does. And if it translates into multiplayer somehow, which I don't see how it wouldn't at some point, it would be nice to see everybody's characters be able to do certain things differently. Because I've been on multiplayer servers in Minecraft, and there are people who are fantastic builders, but they suck at everything else. They don't go exploring, they don't go spelunking, they don't even go mining. They end up spawning all their items in, or trading with other people to get the stuff they need. And then there are, of course, other people on the multiplayer servers who never build beyond, you know, basic shelters or whatever that the server might require them to build, because they're always off just doing whatever, spelunking or hanging out at other people's places or whatever. So it'd be interesting to see how other characters develop. And then, of course, multiplayer servers would develop in such a way that oh, I need to eat. That's what was hurting me. I thought it was fall damage. That's me not paying attention. But anyways, as I was saying, multiplayer servers would develop in such a way that if characters ended up specialized, certain characters would be, or certain players I should just say, would be more relied on to do certain things. The builders, for example, would be the ones that the people on the server look to build things, build, arenas or whatever the server may need. And of course, the adventurers would be the ones looked to explore the caves and maybe find certain things like abandoned mines and strongholds and that sort of thing. Where am I? And I need to be getting home. I think I might be going deeper into a forest. Unfortunately, unless I get up high, I don't really have a good point of reference. This might be a sucky night. Oh, here we go. Maybe? Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Wow. Well, I hope I didn't lose my desert home already. I couldn't have wandered off that far. Wow, I don't recognize where I am at all. This is gonna suck. Alright, well, my safest bet would be to stay here over the course of the night, because then I can at least see the enemies as they're coming over. Because much like the desert, a stone area like this doesn't hide the enemies very well. I'm gonna be right back. Gonna reset Fraps and take a little break and think about what I'm gonna do to try and get home. Because apparently I lost my train of thought and where I was going. I haven't been paying attention to that little fact. This is not going to be good. Ooh. Yeah. This is going to be kind of a sucky night. I'm going to be right back, like I said. Alright, I'm back, and I've come to the realization that I should really just stop making plans for my recording sessions for this game. Because they never turn out the way I want. They never turn out the way I want. For example, as you all know, in this recording session, I originally started with the idea to do cave exploring. Where have I ended up? On some random hillside, far away from home, and until daytime comes around, I can't really be sure I know where home is. So I'm gonna have to do some wandering around a bit, and hopefully I'm lucky enough to stumble upon it. Otherwise, all of that loot that I've spent gathering up and storing at home is gonna be used a long time from now because I'm gonna have to settle down somewhere else. Which for this series actually isn't too terrible of an idea, since this is basically just exploring 1.8 anyway. But I really would like to find where home is, because I do have a lot of resources there, and it'd be great to finally be able to use them in some capacity. Anyways, I guess we're just waiting out the night. Dang it. Stop shooting me! Ah. Die. Yes, I realize I'm horrible when it comes to shooting moving targets. And I'm not trying to antagonize the skeletons here, I just want to keep them away from me. Oh, I really hope I can make it back home. I am not particularly fond of the idea of having lost where it is, but I'm hoping that when it comes daytime and I can see better, and the enemies of course have diminished a bit, I can maybe make my way home. There's an Enderman. Got everything out tonight. There's a creeper over there and a skeleton, zombie, skeleton, Enderman. Wow, the lag is terrible right now. Stop moving around, skeleton, my god. It's like the skeletons are the only ones who have figured out how to strafe, and they're really good at it. Get away from me. I probably shouldn't even be using my bow on these guys, because I have a very limited supply of arrows. Extremely limited. I do try to reserve my arrows for skeletons, because it's slightly easier to kill them from a distance if you can get some good shots on them. Oh my god, Day! Get going! Maybe I can... I was hoping I could get the skeleton to shoot the... Ah! I was hoping I'd get the skeleton to shoot the creeper, which he did, but then the creeper blew up anyway, instead of going after the skeleton. I've come to notice that as pretty as the sunrises and sunsets are, they tend to cause the most lag. I don't know if it must just be the transition for the lighting that causes it, but... Hi! Oh yeah, you know me. What the hell? You the same guy? God, I hope so. Ender Pearl! Oh, that's another thing. Ender Pearls in 1.9 will be able to teleport you. You can throw them kind of like an egg or a snowball, and wherever they land, you teleport to immediately. Which I think is kind of a novelty sort of thing, because when you teleport, you take like a heart or two of damage, so it's sort of a sacrifice kind of deal, using the teleport to gain distance at the cost of some of your hearts. But at the same time, you can only teleport as far as you can throw the Ender Pearl, so you're not going to really gain a whole lot. It's not like teleporting from here to my house, for example. If I had a, say, an Ender Pearl over at my house and one here, I can't teleport between the two. Now that would be cool. That would be actually pretty useful. That'd probably make the nethers obsolete, but anyways, now it's daytime, and maybe I can get my way back home here, so I'm gonna pick up my torches and try and find the good old desert biome that we were in, because it would be fantastic if I can make my way home. I do apologize that we really haven't accomplished a whole lot in this recording session, at least so far, but you guys have gotten to see me fight some more enemies. I've been able to discuss my thoughts so far on the 1.9 updates, and we've been doing some random crap. Hopefully you guys don't mind too much. Swamp biomes, by the way, I've discussed this already, I think, but they're going to change. Why would you blow up that far away from me? It didn't even hurt me. Well, you were a retarded creeper. And now, thanks to you, I have to cut down this tree. Because you blew the top off it. Because you're retarded. Oh well, I probably needed the wood anyway. So I really don't know where the desert biome is. It can't be that far. I couldn't have traveled that far in my ramblings on. The only trouble is I don't know what direction it would be in, so if I go one way, I could be going closer or I could be going farther away, and I don't really know.